I'm always entertained by those who say that I or other atheists hate God, or the prophets, or the messiahs, and so on. This is, of course, ridiculous, and usually, at least from my impressions, is from those who think that the atheist believes in a God. We just don't want to face the truth for a myriad of reasons presented from the fundamentalist. These reasons, of course, being anywhere from being inconsistent with each other to outright nonsense. I'm also amused by people who can say that we can better describe God by what God is not. This neglects the fact that there is one word that can consistently be used in every case to be described by what it is not. That word is nothing, which is exactly what is being described by that method. Personally speaking, I really don't care if someone believes in a God or not, but for me, believing in that which we can never have any evidence for is at best fanciful, at worst dangerous thinking. If I was to sit back and believe in everything that we didn't have evidence for, or in spite of the lack of evidence, then I could believe in all sorts of crazy things. Belief in a God, though, or anything that's supernatural, has never been an issue for me. A God, by pretty much any definition of the word, sits in the realm of the supernatural, as we all know. There's no way for us to verify the existence of the supernatural, and if we could, it would no longer be the supernatural, it would be the natural. A God, by default, will always sit in the realm of the supernatural. As creatures of nature, we have no obvious interaction with the supernatural, and many people who have ever claimed to have this type of interaction, well, they've usually been revealed as being dangerous people. Daydreamers, liars, lunatics, charlatans. There's no reason to accept this mode of thinking as being valid. Even if the supernatural did exist, without a way of verifying the connection, there's no reason to believe the claim, and how do we verify the connection? On the good word of others? No, I don't think so. There are those who claim to have this connection by one means or another, and to me that's where the problem lies. Even more so when they claim to have an understanding of that which cannot be understood. This is at best egocentric and arrogant. And this is the issue that I take with religion. The arrogance that a select few believe that they can speak on behalf of the unknown and the unknowable. Too many people have claimed this power, and too many wars have been fought over it by the armies of God because they've claimed to have some sort of correct interpretation. Too many families have been divided over it. Too many people have died. Songs like Onward Christian Soldiers Marching Off to War, with the cross of Jesus going on before. The glorification of war by the religious in the name of God. What is it with you religious people and your wars? Why are you so ready to go to war? It makes me want to vomit every time I hear it. If a God really does exist and wants us to get it right by his, hers, or its standards, why all the confusion? Why all the different interpretations? To me, this makes it plainly clear that if a God does exist, there is no way we could even begin to comprehend what it wants or have the capacity to have any meaningful communication with it. So what's the point of trying to interpret the desires, wants, deeds, plans, and so on? It's a futile gesture, and our efforts are better spent elsewhere. We are wasting our time on a fool's errand, and we know that the supposed holy books that originated from the Middle East are the invention of man, likely an amalgamation of ancient Sumerian, Canaanite, and possibly the injection of Egyptian beliefs such as the Book of the Dead. We can dismiss these texts not just based upon the foundation that their beliefs are from earlier cultures, but from the obvious historical inaccuracies, outlandish claims such as they are standing still, and this is unconfirmed from any other cultures of the world outside of the Middle East. I think the rest of the world would have noticed if the sun was not setting and would have noted that and added it to part of their beliefs. The onus is on you to provide the evidence of the existence of your God, not the other way around. So does this make me a Gnostic or strong atheist? Or does it make me an agnostic or weak atheist? Well, that all depends upon your interpretation of what a God is. If you're talking the God of the Jews, the God of the Christians, the God of the Muslims, if you're talking about the God or gods of the Hindus, then I would be a strong atheist. No, your God does not exist. If you're talking about a God as a general rule, that is beyond human comprehension, beyond our capacity to really communicate or understand or have any sort of meaningful dialogue with this God, then I would be a weak atheist in that aspect. I think that would be fair to say regarding most atheists. To label somebody simply as a strong atheist or a weak atheist or agnostic or agnostic atheist, well, it all depends upon the God you're talking about. In closing, though, I have to admit that I am tiring of this pathetic approach of fundamentalists, speaking of truths when there is no truth, only what we know to be true, based upon our current understanding, which is changing and getting better, and sometimes changing our perceptions of the universe and each other. To me, the fundamentalist is locked into a Bronze Age mentality, lacking the resources to wonder and to see the sublime beauty of the universe, to look at the majestic mountains, but to understand the mechanics behind plate tectonics, to witness the northern lights as though a painter had taken a brush and filled the sky streaked with blues and greens and reds that are melting and glowing into the backdrop of midnight blue. Yeah, I've seen the middle of the night in the northern skies, and I've witnessed the northern lights. And that's the best I can do to describe it. But to understand that it's caused by the Earth's magnetic field acting with the solar winds. To understand that we are the stuff of stars, the universe made manifest. And Rise One, Got That Funk, Lucas Pick, and Nathan Forrest. No, you may not comment on that reference. I'm wondering who else will get it. But to me, these experiences are very humbling. And it outdoes the works claimed by all the Bronze Age myths. Your God is too small.